Hey everyone, welcome. Thanks for being here today. So I want to show you something I've been really excited about. It's called MLXStudio. Have you ever wished you could run powerful AI models completely on your own Mac without sending your data to the cloud, without paying for API keys every month? Yeah, me too. Well, this app does exactly that. It's a free open source macOS application built specifically for Apple Silicon. And when I say all in one, I mean it chat, code assistance, image generation, image editing, API serving, even reasoning models all running locally on your laptop. No internet required. No data leaving your device. Let me start with the architecture because that's where the magic begins. Under the hood, there are two main layers. The first is the user interface, a native SwiftUI desktop app. It's clean, it's fast, and it handles chat, tools, model browsing, and settings. The second layer is the engine called vMLX. This is a Python inference backend that does all the heavy lifting, loading models, caching, batching, and serving APIs. And you can even install vMLX standalone via pip if you want. At the very bottom, Apple's own MLX framework with Metal GPU acceleration. So it's literally built for your Mac's brain. Now let's talk about performance, because this is where MLXStudio really surprises people. They've built something called a 5-layer cache stack. I won't bore you with all 5 layers right now, but no other local AI app combines all of them. The result, up to 224 times faster than LM Studio on the same hardware.
Yeah, you heard that right?
224 times. How? 2 techniques. Under the hood, there are 2 main layers. The first is the user interface, a native SwiftUI desktop app. It's clean, it's fast, and it handles chat, tools, model browsing, and settings. The second layer is the engine called vMLX. This is a Python inference backend that does all the heavy lifting, loading models, caching, batching, and serving APIs. And you can even install vMLX standalone via pip if you want. At the very bottom, Apple's own MLX framework with Metal GPU acceleration. So it's literally built for your Mac's brain. Now let's talk about performance, because this is where MLXStudio really surprises people. They've built something called a 5-layer cache stack. I won't bore you with all 5 layers right now, but no other local AI app combines all of them. The result, up to 224 times faster than LM Studio on the same hardware.
Yeah, you heard that right?
224 times. How? 2 techniques. First, speculative decoding. Imagine having a tiny, fast draft model that guesses the next few words, and then your main model just checks the guess. That gives you 20 to 90% faster generation, sometimes almost double the speed. Second, something called Smelt Mode. This is for mixture of experts models, those huge models that normally won't fit in your RAM. Smelt Mode only loads a subset of experts from your SSD layer by layer. You can save up to 68% of your memory. That means you can run models that would otherwise be impossible on a laptop. Okay, let's move to quantization, because this is genuinely clever. Most AI models use a fixed bit width for everything, say 4 bits per parameter, but MLXStudio uses something called JANG. JANG stands for JANG Adaptive N-Bit Grading. It's a per-tensor variable bit width quantization method designed specifically for Apple Silicon. They wrote 14 custom Metal GPU kernels to make this work. Fuse dequantization and matrix multiplication, zero-copy memory mapping, and it supports 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 bits per tensor. Here's the crazy part. Look at the numbers. A model quantized to JANG 2-bit achieves 74% accuracy on the MMLU benchmark. The same model using standard MLX 4-bit, only 26.5%. That's nearly 3 times better accuracy at a smaller file size. JANG 2-bit takes up 82 gigabytes, while MLX 4-bit takes almost 120 gigs. So you get better quality, smaller footprint, and faster performance. That's a win-win-win. All right, let me show you what you can actually do with this app. First, chat and reasoning. You get multi-turn streaming, inline tool calls that look like little pills you can click, and collapsible reasoning blocks. Markdown rendering with GitHub-style syntax highlighting. You can set system prompts per chat, adjust temperature, top P, top K, min P, repetition penalty, all the knobs you'd expect. You can organize your chats into folders and search through your entire history. Everything is stored in a SQLite database with wall mode, so it's fast and reliable. There's even voice chat, built-in text-to-speech and whisper for speech-to-text, and you can export or import your conversations in Share GPT format. What about image generation? MLXStudio supports 5 different generation models. You can configure steps, guidance scale, height, width, seed, and sampler. Samplers include Euler, Euler Ancestral, HUN, DPM++2M SDE, and DPM++ SDE. And yes, Quantized models work too, from 2-bit all the way to 8-bit. And here's a nice touch. They provide OpenAI-compatible endpoints, V1 images generations, and V1 images edits. So if you've already written code for OpenAI's API, you can just point it to your local MLXStudio instance and it works. No changes needed. Speaking of APIs, there's a full API server built in. One endpoint that acts as a drop-in replacement for cloud services. Continuous batching lets you handle 32 or more concurrent requests. And you can add API key authentication for secure local serving. So you could literally run your own private AI backend that behaves exactly like OpenAI, but on your own machine. How many models can you run? Over 65 model families? That's not a typo, 65 plus, from small embedding models to large language models, vision models, image generation models, and more. Installation, dead simple. The app is code signed and notarized by Apple. No homebrew, no pip, no Xcode required. Just download and drag to your applications folder. But if you're a command line person, it also works with pipx or a virtual environment. Your choice. So who is this for? Let me break it down. For developers, agentic coding with those 20+ tools I mentioned, local API development, model conversion from GGUF to MLX, and code review using vision models. For creators, image generation with Flux models, instruction-based image editing, text-to-speech for hands-free listening, and no subscriptions ever. For researchers, model benchmarking and metrics, Django quantization experiments, hybrid SSM and Mamba models, and MOE models using Smelt Mode. For anyone who cares about privacy, everything is 100% local. No API keys, no cloud dependencies, no subscriptions. And the app is code signed and notarized by Apple, so you know it's safe. The community is growing too. You can find them on GitHub at github.com's MLXStudio, on Reddit at rlocalLA, and rMLXLM. Their website is MLXStudio, and on Hugging Face under the name JangQAI. So let me wrap this up. What I love about MLXStudio is that it takes everything we've been doing with cloud AI and brings it home. Your own Mac becomes a private, powerful, and shockingly fast AI server. The performance numbers are not marketing fluff, they're real. The Django quantization is genuinely innovative, and the fact that it's completely free, open source, and Apache 2.0 licensed, that's just incredible. If you have an Apple Silicon Mac, M1, M2, M3, or M4, and you've ever wanted to run AI models locally without headaches, or you're tired of monthly subscriptions and sending your data to who knows, do yourself a favor. Try MLXStudio. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Take care, experiment often, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.